Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs and welcome back to Forever Stranded with the Cobblenauts. How are you guys doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day as usual. Today we are going to do what I started saying I was going to do in the last episode and finally take down the shuttle. Now that we've got the ender chest situation sorted out, I figured it was about time to get this place cleared out. And what we're going to do right now is take out the chairs and stuff that are in here. It's really funny that I get experience from this stuff too. That's really fun. And we're going to take apart the interior. We're going to put the important bits of the interior into the... Oh, I hadn't thought about what's going to happen to this when we open it up. That's an interesting proposition. I don't know what that is. I assume it's just some kind of thing that's meant to look like a hyperdrive core, but... yeah, it just looks like it's a wall of some description, but still, I'm a little bit worried about letting that out. So we're probably going to do that last, maybe once I've gone into a creative world and tested that to make sure it's okay, but aside from that, we're going to stick some of this stuff in here. There are a few different ones because they weren't all made after the same mold, but hopefully people should understand that there are different pieces to these things, I hope. And yeah, it seems maybe if we just put them together like this, maybe if it's just like that's the back, that's the front, people kind of know what they're in for. Why are there more backs? Did I not collect one of the backs? Ah, yes, there it is on the floor. Good. Okay, slightly going mad there for a second, but yes, we're going to take down the rest of the shuttle today. We're going to completely clear it all out, and we should hopefully by the end of this episode have this place a little bit transformed. Now, yeah, this is going to be a bit of a project. It's going to take a little while. It's going to involve replacing a whole bunch of this stuff. So I'm probably going to cut in and out of this so you guys can see the process as we make a few big changes around here. Hello? We found a secret chest. What does this contain? The hunt. Oh. Oh, this is interesting. I'm going to have to get people involved with this. Some coordinates. And a book. What does this say? Oh, hi, Mark. Yes. Oh, my favourite. I mean, hi there. Yes, you found one of my secret chests. This will take you on a mystery treasure hunt through the Nether and possibly beyond. Maybe, probably not Kappa. In the chest, you will find a key to one of my graves, this time intentional. There will be a piece of paper with further coordinates. Follow it to the next gravestone. Please note, Sheridan only gave me a few days to do this, so the rewards won't be as creative as the first Forever Stranded. Hashtag blame Sheridan. We always do, man. We always do. Okay, well, I'm going to have to keep this around until the other Cobblenauts have seen it. So we will continue taking the ship apart. Oh, man. Man, I'm at least glad that the guy expected some people to tear the ship apart. Let's be real. I think it's kind of nice that he's done that rather than expecting people to keep the ship around, because if it was me, I'd be proud of my work and I'd be too like upset by people tearing the ship apart. But obviously, we were meant to find this, so that's good. That's good. And thank you for the steak dinner. I'll take it. So this is it with the cargo bays or the crew quarters or whatever you want to call those little areas just outside of the main shuttle cockpit taken away, with the exception of this one, because this one seems to have been used to generate some GP for extra utility stuff. And I don't want to take this away immediately just in case I ruin something. So I'm going to get in touch with the folks in the Discord just to make sure that it's okay for me to move some of this stuff. I've already accidentally mined away one of these blocks of netherrack that was powering the fire mills, but hopefully that shouldn't be too much of a drastic problem. Now, the wings, of course, kind of had to go to begin with, because you can see right through them to the ground below with the grass being at this level. But I've got an entire chest's worth of supplies now. I have a ton of factory blocks and various other bits and pieces. There are laboratory blocks in here as well. There's glow paper from Terraqueous. And I think once I've made sure that we can move this stuff safely, the rest of this should be easy to take care of. Now, this is an interesting thing. This wing is made out of black concrete, and there seems to be some sort of property in one of the mods which allows you to effectively get a burst of speed without sprinting on the black concrete, and I think sprinting is even faster. So I'm wondering if we can do something in the final design of this place, use chisels and bits maybe, to preserve that effect while making it something a little bit nicer than just a giant blob of concrete. So let's take this out and, oh, I don't have a bit bag. Yeah, that's a problem. Let me get one of those real fast. Okay, now that's all taken care of, let me see if I can do something about this. We'll do a drawn region. We'll do something like, oh gosh, let me find the start of a block. So if we go drawn to about there, like that, maybe if we do multiple of these. And to copy this effectively, we'll need a positive chisel design, which we make using paper, lapis, and a bucket of water. Now, if we put down a bunch of this black concrete, like so, and use the positive chisel design on it, like this, do we get a speed boost when we run across this? No, it doesn't look like we do. Wait a second, we are sort of getting it there. Interesting, you've really got to nail it on the placement of where you start the run, but it could work. Sometimes it registers that we're stood on the concrete, sometimes it registers we're stood on the factory block below. What if we take the factory blocks out of the equation? Sort of. It's a bit hit and miss. Yeah, it's definitely not as consistent as using full blocks of concrete. Interesting. Well, room for experimentation at least. Let's take these up. Wow. It looks a little different in here now. It looks a little different. Where has the shuttle gone? It's just these giant holes in the... This looks less like a crash site and more like a really, really weird farm. And the spawn point is still here because you can't break it. It's basically... Yeah, it's another spawn point from Nether Utils. It's basically like Nether bedrock, essentially, and nothing will break it. So that's going to have to be bopped out of existence in creative mode, if at all. Probably not at all, which means it'll have to remain incorporated into the structure of the dome. But that's okay. I think I can probably create a platform for this. So my idea for this is that some parts of the section below are going to be visible. And there's going to be a balcony around the outside. There's going to be a pillar in the middle. But I did want to be able to see down through this like a catwalk. And if you want to know what happened to my chisel design, I really hate the blood splatter on the screen when I'm just like dropping down a level, you know what I mean? But yeah, the chisel design, I ended up putting it over this when I moved the lava mills, thanks to Chosen Architect for letting me know I could move those. And I accidentally threw the positive chisel pattern into the fire. So that did not work out so well. But I kind of want to do stuff like this, do the kind of like catwalk pattern type of thing, so you can see down into this room below, because a while back, and it's in one of his videos he did this, Jancy made these fantastic Cobblenauts logos out of chisels and bit stuff using concrete, and I kind of want to do a giant one of those like underneath a layer of glass in the middle of here, so I kind of want to be able to look down on that and see the Cobblenauts logo, but I'm not certain exactly how that's going to work out yet. That's a bit of a work in progress, and to be honest, I probably won't be able to do it before I go on holiday, because we're going in like a few days, so that might have to wait, or I might have to put the glass in and then encourage other people to step up on that. Maybe Jancy can do a larger version of it underneath there or something. We will see. But for now, I've taken the entire shuttle apart to the extent that I can. Most of it is in these two chests here. There's some chisels and bits stuff. I've got all of the kind of carpentry stuff, all of the framed slants and slabs in there, and I have all of the actual blocks in here. And wow, there were a lot of custom blocks in that. There were a lot of slants and slabs that just had the block textures applied to them, and you don't get the blocks back. Block craftery is the mod. It's not like carpenter's blocks where you break it and you get the block back. So some of those blocks, I'm pretty sure they were just in the factory block palette, but I have no idea what they actually were. Also, the warp drive, the core, the hyperdrive thing in the middle was just like some of these walls, like the framed wall blocks with this crazy stuff that I was trying to look up, and I thought it might be infinity, but I don't think it actually is. just some kind of weird stardusty, glowy material. So that is now gone. And yeah, I was a little bit apprehensive about breaking it in case it actually was something, because I don't know what half of these mods are. So I was a little bit worried that it was going to be something important or something that was going to blow everything up. Not the case. Just a veneer slapped over some wood planks. So yeah, that's happened. Also, in the meantime, I've discovered that there is ice in the storage system. So that entire episode I did last time, absolutely no point to any of it. But that's fine. I think there was a point. The point was to go out there and do some of this stuff for myself, because a lot of the progress we've been making has been kind of by a few different individuals, and everybody's been moving in different directions. And behind the scenes, we've been having a little bit of a chat about exactly how we can tie everything together and make it more of a group experience again. But I think this is how I'm going to contribute for now, especially considering I'm going away for a couple of weeks. I'm going to try and make this place look as good as possible before I go, because right now it looks like a right pig's ear. I'm not going to lie. It looks a little bit ridiculous, but hopefully we'll be able to clean this whole thing up. I'm probably going to have to move the farm, which is going to be interesting because this contains one of our only water source blocks that are left from the original village. But down here, I hadn't really noticed this, and I haven't really shown it on camera at all, but things down here seem to be expanding in different directions, and this crop farm here all seems to be hydrated from a Nether Utils tank, which seems to have a certain amount of water in it, which is hydrating all of this farmland. Either that, or the farmland has just had stuff planted on it. But look, this bit here doesn't have anything planted on it and is still hydrated. So evidently it is possible. This is a plant fertilizer apparently, which seems to be just growing stuff automatically down here. But it is possible. It seems to be possible to grow this stuff in the nether, and as such, I feel like it's okay to just move the farms that we have up here on the surface and make this area more of like a hub area, make it feel like there's more stuff going on with like technology stuff down here instead of this big grassland area, right? So we're going to get on with that now. I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to take me, so you may see a little bit more of that shortly in this episode. But I'm going to do my best to preserve the stuff around the outside, like these sections over here. In fact, I'm going to need a lot of iron, so I need to make sure that I can access this, and I can't. Apparently, you need to meet the requirements to break a block or use a block before you can even access higher level storage drawers. And what was that? That was building? Okay, I need to up my building skill apparently, so probably time to pay a visit to the mob farm. Well, things have changed around here, and this seemed like pretty much the ideal time to tell you guys what's just happened, because I just died in the mob farm. You can see the little glowing thing down there. By the way, we put in a glass floor just so we can see down through here. You see the glowing thing there? Yeah, that's on the other side of the wall for the mob farm. And there is, as System Collapse explained, I think, in a previous episode, there is a thing that prevents Endermen from teleporting out of the mob spawner. And that means when you use ender pearls or any kind of like ender-related transport thing, that actually means you get pulled in there as well. Like, interference means that you get pulled in there yourself. So I'm going to have to figure out a way of getting in there and not dying again, because the fans were just pushing me into a mob masher the entire time. So I think there might be a way around the back here, which I spotted when I was exploring before, and hopefully we should be able to get the stuff back. Okay, that right there is the cursed earth, so the fans should be up here somewhere. I didn't bring a pickaxe with me, so I've no idea exactly where I'm looking here. Okay, at the risk of unleashing hell, I am probably going to try and go through this thing from the side. Let me grab a little bit of food just in case, because I need something to eat. Raw pigman meat is not my idea of a balanced diet, but here we go anyway. Let me try and get in here. Alright, if I can see my tomb, which I think I can. Nailed it. Okay, I think I got everything back. Wow, that sucked. Okay, I'm never doing that again. I'm probably going to just stick to scaffold for the time being. And speaking of scaffold, I can show you what I've been up to over here. The reason I was ender pearling in the first place was so I could get back up here onto this scaffold that I'm building around the outside of the dome here. All of the grass has now been replaced by stone burnt from extra utilities, give or take. There's still a couple of patches here and there where it needs patching up, and then we've got this fantastic ring of concrete around the outside, which gives us the speed boost I was demonstrating earlier. Tried to get this to work with chisels and bits, but it was kind of inconsistent, so I figured we'll just leave it the way it is. Most people's stuff has been pretty much untouched. I've moved a couple of the farms. I've moved some of my better than mod stuff so that the Soulforged Steel Anvil and the Infernal Enchanter are just out of the way, but even the Civ setup over here I didn't really want to move, and when I break glass and stuff, I don't have Silk Touch, so I always feel really bad about breaking it because somebody else has put it there. So people can rearrange things here how they want, and I expect you will see them rearranging stuff in their videos over the last couple of weeks. And yeah, I'm going to continue with this. I'm still planning on designing a central pillar, and I discovered these whilst I was testing stuff in Creative. These are fluid pipes from Immersive Engineering, just made with iron plates, and they look fantastic. I think they look kind of... They've got that kind of diesel punk vibe about them, which is kind of what I'm going for here. So we will see how this thing comes together, but I'm going to take a short break from this just to recollect myself after that death and see what else I need to get done, and then we'll be back here to finish off the central pillar. And we're just about done. I think I think this is pretty much all I'm going to be able to do on this place before I go away. Time is a little short right now, and I'm pretty happy with the pillar, to be honest with you. I think the pillar turned out pretty well. I love these pipes. The Immersive Engineering fluid pipes are fantastic. Valen is doing crazy technology stuff over there, so I've mostly been staying out of harm's way and doing a bit of building. And a lot of this is factory blocks salvaged from the ship, and some laboratory blocks in there as well, but I am pretty happy with the result. I think that thing looks pretty good. It might be a suitable place to put some sort of teleporter or the portal when we finish that, but that's probably going to happen while I'm away. So my last thing when I'm going to sign off with for this episode is make sure you go and watch what the other Cobblenauts are doing over the next couple of weeks, because, well, to be honest, by the time you've watched this, you've probably seen a bunch of them, but if you haven't, go and watch those guys, because they have probably been making a ton of progress in my absence. They may even be back in the overworld by the time I return to this season, so I will probably catch up with them then. But for now, thank you so much for watching this episode of Forever Stranded with the Cobblenauts. My name has been Pixlriffs. Leave a like on the episode if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye for now.